It's only.
I feel like they.
Why you have to be mad?
Sorry, what was that?
Is he in Nashville? am I close geographically?
They've
The
been cooking it up.
The contracts are coming in.
No one knows what he is. He's a big orange monster
What's
with
he?
googly eyes.
He's
and
a gritty.
Okay.
You know, little.
The Florida League.
What do you think of Owen's bracket? Do you remember it?
It's hopeful.
All right, welcome. Episode 42, Bread Loves Hockey Podcast. Brendan,
Let's go.
Dean, Owen, you know it.
Welcome, everyone.
What do we got? I don't know.
Episode David Backus.
David
First
Backus.
thing is David
There you go.
Backus.
I
Or
know.
Jackie
Oh,
Robinson.
40.
42 that came through.
Yeah. I feel like it's a goalie number.
42? No.
No,
Didn't-
41
I feel
is.
like Andrew Peak wore 42 when he was with Columbus, maybe? Oh, I don't know.
Well, welcome.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
Thanks for coming. We've got quite a jam-packed week, I feel like. Dean was hoping that his Bruins would still be alive when we recorded this episode. They're alive. They win
Just
Game 5
barely.
to force Game 6 in Boston on Friday. So that's good. Good news. Not eliminated. They haven't moved on, but they weren't eliminated.
Right.
Nope, 2 more wins.
That's all you got to do.
Just win twice.
Well,
Easy.
and then 8 more, but
Well,
Yeah, you know,
to move
baby.
on.
sure. 2 more for now.
Yeah.
There
Anything
are
can
a lot of
happen.
number 42s. I just
Win
looked
in
it up.
Boston, and then it's a coin toss in Game 7. I think this was the last Bruins win, though. We've been getting very outplayed.
Yeah, the Panthers are really good.
They're
But
a
you're
bunch
going
of
back
dirty
home.
rats and cheaters.
Dean's heard
Yeah,
that
and
before.
Boston would never play like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially
you
not their
don't
captain.
just sucker punch people.
Usually.
Get away with it.
Yeah.
Usually.
Oh,
We sucker
normally
punch
if we
people and
do
we
it,
get in trouble for
get
it.
Suspended for it.
Yeah.
We face the proper justice.
Right.
Yeah. Tensions have been extremely high in that series. Game 4
Yeah.
was nuts after the Marchand injury, and then Game 5 after the whole continuation with Bennett with being a pest and the goal that should have been disallowed, all that jazz.
Oh, yeah, the one
Well-
where he hit the Bruins player onto the goalie and then hit it in. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Marchand got injured in Game 3, and they didn't release the other angle of the hit until before Game 4,
Yeah.
where you can see Bennett's fist going into Marchand's face, and then
Right, I did see that clip. That was not a hockey move, I would say.
yeah, and it's like again, it's one of the things where it's like, I mean, he's obviously not gonna say he punched someone in the face, Bennett, but like looks pretty intentional, and knowing who
Right.
it is, it's like not gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
So yeah, we go into Game 4, and there's the whole thing where Florida scores, and Bennett cross-checks Coyle into Swayman, and I found this interesting that like, and every single post and comment on Reddit was like, yeah, it's goal interference. Like there were like Toronto fans defending Boston, and like,
That's when you know it's
that's
bad.
when you know it's bad.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
there was some tweet. It was like, if Steve Dangle, Tim Peel, PK Subban,
Right,
and, like,
right.
there was one other person on there, like, are all defending the same thing. Like, yeah, you fucked up.
Yeah, and of course it's Sam Bennett too.
Yeah, I know.
He's the one that cross-checks him. He's the one that scores the goal.
Like, oh man, that
Okay.
compounded things so much more.
And then we challenged it, and then they got a power play because like they reviewed it, and they're like, I think they said that, well, so there's literally a rule in the rule book that says that like if a player is pushed in, then it's
Mhm.
like and it affects the goalie, or not even that it affects the goalie. If a player is pushed into the goalie, it's goal interference, no goal. But the refs or like Toronto's reasoning was if it didn't affect Swayman making the save, which is
Yeah,
like I don't know if that's even discretion you can make.
it's
Right.
yeah, it's not because of that rule. Like, it doesn't make a difference if it doesn't matter if the play affected Swayman's ability to make the save or not. As soon as the attacking player got pushed into the goal crease like that, it's like, okay, and made contact. Then that's where the argument ends, I think. So it's just shocking that the refs on ice and Toronto both just screwed the pooch on this one, and it's not a good feeling. I'm sure Florida fans are maybe some of them feel that the goal shouldn't have been allowed, but I feel like most of them are just whatever, we'll just take it,
Right.
Yeah. And did you see the goal interference in last night's game?
Oh yeah, the on the McAvoy goal.
Yeah. So that one, it was ruled a goal, and then on the replay you could see Heinen's stick kind of got into Bobrovsky's pad, kind of pushed his leg a little, and then Bobrovsky lost his stick, but you can see that it was, I forget who the Panthers defender was, I think tried to stick lift Heinen and hit Bob's stick. So that wasn't an issue as far as the goal is concerned, but I was like, this one's coming back. Heinen was in the paint, he may have gotten pushed somewhere there, but his stick got he pushed his stick into Bobrovsky, but they ruled it a goal, which again I was surprised. But in this one they didn't even give any reasoning. They basically, their explanation was there was no interference at the goal. It's like, oh, okay. But I think
Sorry for last time.
What people are saying is, or I think they did announce during the game later that they thought that Bobrovsky had time to reset, but it was 2 or 3 seconds, so it wasn't that long. So not as egregious as the other goal interference, but as a Florida fan, I'd probably still be upset with that.
Yeah.
And then the last thing in Game 5 was there was a shot from the point that the Bruins took, and it hit Bobrovsky in the upper chest. He went like this and dropped, and he didn't have the puck. It bounced out, and then Lindholm had an empty net to shoot at, and they blew the whistle dead.
Ooh.
Yeah, the ref went to go check on him, he winced, and so they were like, oh, yeah, it's this is never that never warrants a whistle in normal play. I feel like.
Yeah,
they don't do that.
No idea.
Usually goalies, it's a lot more egregious. They have to really break something, or it's a lot more.
Or mask falls off, sort of thing, right?
Yeah. And to be fair, the shot Lindholm took after did get blocked, but it was going back middle, so you never know. I mean, it wasn't a guaranteed goal, but yeah. I mean, we won, so I guess you can't be that mad. I guess the last thing I'll say on the Bruins is, did you see all the Jim Montgomery memeing going on
they
Reddit
were great
today? There were
No.
two good ones. Here, I'll send this in the Discord group for Owen. So this is one of them, and then this is the other. He was just very upset with the Florida Panthers diving, which finally last night one of them, Lundell, got called for diving. But on the first link I sent, the third part was the jump back. It's just, it gets me every time.
He's like, do you see it? Do you see it?
Yeah. And then the other one that he was complaining about was I forget who it was on Boston, cross-checked someone in the face, and he's saying his head snapped back. I'm that one, I don't know, that probably doesn't feel good, but there's a lot of diving going on.
Yeah.
Playoffs in general, and they're actually calling embellishment. I think there's 4 or 5 players that have been called already. So
on the end of that second clip, it looks like there's a big Boston breakaway.
We had 4 or 5 breakaways. Didn't score any of them, but
yeah,
had chances.
Gotta be a little reassuring.
Yeah. But I guess that's all I got for the Bruins. We'll see how Friday goes.
But you're happy to still have a chance.
Yep.
Right, made it farther than the Knights.
But we will see.
And the Senators. Much further.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's get the Sens news going on.
Sens time.
He hasn't
We hired a
bothered it.
coach.
Yes,
He has lost a lot in the past, but he seems. I listened to. I've been pretty out on the Sens news, since the season ended, and we, of course, did not make playoffs. Um, I've been investing my time into other things. I've been starting to watch basketball. I started watching the Timberwolves, and ever since I started watching them, they've lost every game. So I think
Oh.
I'm just done watching sports for now. I'm just gonna stop. I am the bad luck. But yeah, Travis Green, new coach, Sens. He said in his press conference that he was a demanding coach, that he, is gonna make sure that the players play hard or whatever. I don't know. Perennially optimistic Sens fan is feeling less optimistic, but just wait.
I think this will be the
November's gonna come
year.
around.
This will be the year where
Don't.
now we know if it was a DJ Smith issue specifically
or the
with this
core.
group, or if these guys just don't cut
Just
it.
can't do it.
Again,
Yeah.
well, they could make a ton of changes in the offseason. I don't know,
Mm.
and maybe it will be kind of like a muddled sort of area, but because it's never going to be the same exact group, as last year.
Right.
But yeah, I think this will be the major year to tell. Like, okay, if it's just the coach and we got to make a couple roster tweaks or whatever, and this team can really make a push, then probably could have fired this guy a few years ago. But I would not be surprised if this core wasn't enough, at least as it stands in the offseason right now. Like,
Yeah, it's tough. But at the same time, they're so young. They were so young and are getting older, and part of it is growing up, and part of it is like experience, but also part of it is like you said, like maybe it's just not the right parts. And not to say that they're not good hockey players, but you need to have the right role players playing the right roles to fill, to be able to play those 82 games and win more than 30 of them or whatever. Yeah, I could see us losing a right-hand defenseman. I think it would be crazy if it was Shabbat, just because he's been here for so dang long and is like so ingrained in the community and the team and like just the whole thing. Most likely, I could see it being Chikrin since he has another year in his deal. And he hasn't. I mean, he's not really panned out. He's good. Ish.
it
Sometimes.
hasn't been the same. I don't
No,
think.
and not what we've not the hype I guess that had been put around him before the trade, where everyone was like, "You're definitely top 2 right-hand D. This guy's awesome. Who's gonna win the sweepstakes?" And it was like, "Oh yeah, we did that." And then he was great for the end of that season, right? And then he just sort of never really came alive.
Didn't he get hurt too?
I think he missed a couple of games. There was only, I want to say, 3 players that played all 82 for us. I don't remember exactly who that was, but I know we lost a lot of man games this year to injury. I also think that we won't have the same goalie tandem.
No.
It'd be wild if we did. I want to say both were averaging sub 9, which is not NHL caliber, just at all.
No.
So we'll see. I like Forsberg, but we have more money locked into Corpy, so most likely we'll keep Korpisalo. I mean, he's younger and I think has a higher ceiling, but also seems to have a lower floor, which is tough. He's had some real stinker nights, but also
Yeah.
he's had some nights where like he is like really on and like makes some like really sick saves. So it's tricky. It feels, like we are just a couple pieces away from like a real or tweaks or whatever it is from like a real like contender, right? Not going to say that we're haven't even made playoffs. We're clearly not like that good, but I mean anything can happen once you get into the playoffs. But yeah, I think it'll be. I mean, if we're not pushing for a playoff position next year, I don't know how you don't start talking about trading
Everybody.
names. Right. Like,
Starting over.
right. Like you get, and maybe you get rid of Josh this summer, if anybody will take him, or
He's
you
got
just eat
he's
that
got to
money,
play.
right? I want him to play for us,
Like
but he just doesn't.
another season-ending injury for Norris. Like,
I mean, right, and not even just another season-ending injury, another season-ending shoulder injury,
yeah, those
right?
are
Like,
kind of important for shooters, centers.
and centers, yeah, right? Like, or just hockey players,
Yeah.
right? Like, we're not playing soccer here. Like, you need your arms and your shoulders, and he, yeah, just can't keep his shoulders working. It is, yeah, I think 3rd year in a row he's had shoulder problems and like had to get surgery.
So
Yeah,
tough because you know what the potential is. You've seen the
right.
flashes when he's healthy, and it's like this
Well, he
is
was
so tantalizing.
35, 40 goal scorer,
Yeah.
right? Like, the guy can put the puck in the net. He's got a wicked slapper, like one-timer, like great on the power play, but just can you not get hurt? And we have young guys coming up. We got centers in the system, and so it's not like we need him to play center, but we're paying him decent chunk of change. And I mean, yeah, LTIR is nice and saves money, but I'd rather have the person we're playing however many millions of dollars to play hockey playing hockey for us,
Yeah.
right? Like, one $8 million guy is better than two $4 million guys. Like, it just that's generally, hopefully, how the talent
Not in
works.
Toronto.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just do a 1-for-1, Norris for Marner.
There you go. that wouldn't cause any chaos.
Because Sens and Leafs love trading.
Yeah. Matt Murray.
I mean, we did get Murray. We got Phaneuf from them.
Mhm.
We gave them Victor Mete after we got him from Canadiens. Yeah, I don't know. Sens are Sensin. They've sensed their fans again.
Yeah.
Just when you think that maybe something's gonna happen, no, not this time.
But they've got the 7th overall pick this year, unless they pay that one to the penalties. I think we kind of all agreed on the last episode that they aren't going to do that.
Yeah, I think it was announced that they won't. I think it was either.
Oh yeah, because they had 24 hours once the lottery happened to choose.
Decide.
So
Yeah.
they must have.
Steos, I think, said that he wasn't gonna. I mean, you gotta hope that you're gonna do better than 7th worst next year.
Yeah.
Right? Like, 7th worst is pretty bad.
Yeah. Have you looked into
bottom quarter of the league?
Have you looked into like any prospects that you might be they might be targeting in that area?
I've seen a couple like mock drafts with us taking defensemen, which I think is fair. The only one that like really caught my eye was Zeev Buyum.
Yeah.
Because we talked about him before on the podcast. So that would be fun. And I think he's an American kid, and we have a lot of Americans on the team.
That played for Denver.
Yeah.
And he won the World Juniors. Like, he had a great hockey year. And he's going to get drafted in, like, the top 10 probably.
Oh, definitely top 10. Yeah.
Like, talk about a good year for him.
Yeah. Guy clearly can play. And, I mean, I don't know. It's hard talking about prospects again.
Yeah, well.
I feel like just yesterday we were talking about the Tim Stützle draft. Not on this podcast. It didn't exist, but in person.
Yeah. TJ Aginla could potentially be floating around in that area, too.
That'd be sick. And that is one of our traits. We draft players whose fathers have played in the NHL. That's our thing.
You can get Tavares.
Is there a baby Tavares in?
Well, not in the draft yet, but isn't that he's been playing in Worlds, right?
Tavares' son?
No, Tavares. He's playing for Team Canada.
Oh, I thought there was another. No? But probably not related, but.
No, it's the Leafs
John?
guy. Yeah, the captain of the Leafs.
The Leafs guy.
I forget that there's like no age limit for that because it's not World Juniors, right?
Yeah, it's not juniors.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like.
Yeah,
I mean,
we don't want John
The
Tavares.
Leafs missed it after Game 7.
And Brady's playing, yeah.
Yeah.
Toronto definitely didn't
Didn't what?
forget that the Leafs existed.
Oh yeah, no.
No, it's all
Um,
too real for them.
Yeah.
But they have the PWHL team now, and they're doing well, I think.
They're up 2-1.
That's how they're doing.
Playing. Actually, no. Did they play last night? No, I don't think so. Yeah, so I think they play tonight, maybe, because the Boston PWHL team with the sweep, they were the underdog in that series, and they sweep the Montreal team 3-0. All 3 games going into at least overtime, with
That's wild.
game 2 going into triple overtime.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I watched the first
Crazy.
2 overtimes. Like, I watched most of that game. I watched the first 2 overtimes, and then I said, you know what? I'm sorry, ladies, but that's it.
It's bedtime.
Wish you the best, but it was like 11:30. I'm like, I can't do it, and I don't know how long this is gonna go on.
Right.
Frankel, the goalie for Boston, she was like lights out the whole series pretty much. So that's gonna be the difference heading into the championship game, either Toronto or Minnesota. We'll see who it's gonna be facing off for the inaugural Walter Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
Did you see the little like coaching feud that was happening on Twitter?
I saw something about that.
Well, it was posted on Twitter. I guess. I mean, they would probably talk to the media, but Corey Chevery, I don't know if that's how you say it. I think she's the Montreal coach. Said that I would say we probably outplayed them for 10 periods, and then Courtney Kessel said, "Good for her. Here we are. We're headed on to the championship."
Yeah,
It's like, well,
Like-
you outplayed us, but we won. So
like
Right.
no, you didn't.
Tough crap. Say whatever you want, but yeah. One of us is playing hockey still, and the other one is playing
Golfing.
golf. Yeah.
well, if you were the better team, why didn't you win?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice to see one of the Canadian teams get eliminated too.
Montreal.
I'm rooting for Boston in this year's run, so I was happy with it. It would be fun to see them beat Toronto, but I think if Toronto makes it through, Toronto will win. They look like
I want Boston to beat Toronto
strong.
again.
yeah,
That
it would
would
be
be pretty
funny.
good.
1 year.
That would be pretty
It would be
funny.
funny.
But they
it
have
would
to
also
win
be fun.
two, right? You said.
Or is it also 7?
No, it's 5, best of 5.
Is it 5 for all the rounds?
Yep,
Bruins in 5.
Bruins,
Yeah, Boston.
Boston.
Pride. Boston. What was their the
Yeah, the Pride.
Wicked in 5.
Yeah, Boston.
Yeah,
Wicked.
the Wicked. Yeah, are the names getting announced for next season?
Undetermined as of right now, but that's the theory, I guess.
Mm.
It would be pretty funny if the Toronto team, because they were up 2-0 on Minnesota, and so if they get reverse swept in the first round, like Toronto teams with lots of expectations losing in the first round of the playoffs, that's kind of their thing. So we'll see
Their MO.
if the women break the curse. Or,
Right. Maybe that's what it takes.
Yeah.
But I feel like the real curse is just losing to Boston, right? So if they can win this series and then lose to Boston,
That would be funny too.
be the best.
So we'll keep you updated on that one. It won't be wrapped up yet, but we'll probably know who's playing in the championship next week.
Nice. Speaking of teams without names, did you guys have a favorite for the Utah team?
Yeah. So
It's the first round, right? The
I
first round is
voted.
what ends on the 22nd.
I think that's what like the public version ends, and then like they use the data with that company that they hired to figure it out. I'm on the survey page.
Can you link that?
Yes.
I found it. It's the Salt Lake Tribune, right?
It's the Qualtrics one is the actual form. I'll send it.
Sick.
this.
My favorite, just because it rhymes, and I think that makes the best team, is the Utah Outlaws.
Yeah, that one does
That was
have
one
a
of my
good
picks.
name to it.
I
I think
forget.
that one flows well.
Well, I texted the group chat. I don't remember what the 4 ones were.
Yeah,
though.
I wrote mine down, so let me see. So, okay, first round starts today and will be open until May 22nd. We invite fans to vote up to 4 preferred teams. Each fan can only vote one time. We'll announce the next round of fan favorites and more details on future steps in the name selection process later this summer. So, probably not going to be by the 22nd that they'll say like which ones moved on. It'll probably be like June or July. Qualtrics will employ best practice survey research methodology to ensure fairness, accuracy, and unbiased results, including randomization, geolocation identification, progressive discrete choice analysis, the prevention of ballot box stuffing, encrypted data collection and storage. Back-end analysis will also include
Can't you just
duplication.
still make a bunch of email addresses and stuff the ballot box?
Yeah, so I think they're trying their best to combat those sorts of things, which I'm glad that they put something like that because it kind of eased my concerns a little bit. I mean, I'm sure there's always ways to fudge things. Like, that's just kind of how the internet works. But
Right.
But I hope that this is just like as fair as possible. So
Out of this list, I think there's only 2 that I like.
2, okay, yeah. Do you want to rattle off the team names, Owen?
Yeah, I can do that. We got the Utah Mammoth, the Mountaineers. I'm not going to say Utah every time.
Yeah.
The Fury, the Blizzard, Hive, Frost, Hockey Club, lame, Venom, Ice, Caribou, Freeze, Swarm, Glaciers, Powder, Outlaws, Black Diamonds, Yeti, Canyons, Blast, and Squall.
I think Powder, Hive, and Hockey Club are the 3 worst.
Black Diamonds is one of the worst. That Utah Black Diamonds.
I don't think that one's that bad. I don't think it's the worst one.
Ice is bad. Venom is bad.
Ice I could see
Utah
working.
Venom.
Ice. I
Utah
don't think
Ice. Lame. Utah Freeze. Lame. Utah Glaciers. Lame.
The 4 I picked were
Frost.
Outlaws, Swarm, Mountaineers, and Yeti. I feel like Yeti's a fan favorite, it seems.
I like Outlaws and Yeti. I think are the 2 best.
Yeah, the ones I picked were Yeti, Glaciers, Venom, and Mountaineers. I do like Venom.
You like Venom?
Yeah.
I can go either way
Venom.
on that one.
Because I do think that the color scheme that they would pick for Venom would definitely be purple. I'm pretty
I like purple.
sure. So and I like UV. I feel like that's kind of fun for the like abbreviation if
Fair.
that's what they went with.
Yeah,
Yeti I think is popular and might end up being the one that just wins. I do think Outlaws is fun because of the Utah Outlaws. It's fun. It's fun to say that. I initially thought like Caribou would kind of be fun, but then I was like, I kind of went through it in my head, like trying to envision a goal scoring or like a goal call by a commentator and like it's a Caribou goal or something like that, you know. And it's like, oh, when I hear it in my head, it doesn't sound like an NHL team, and maybe that's just because it doesn't exist yet. But
right.
I felt more like that with others. Like I did think like if I heard Mountaineers, I'd be like, okay, yeah. Like I don't know, just in my head I can see that, and I think it would be fun. So yeah,
I think for me Mountaineers.
Yeah,
I think Mountaineers for me is just so prominently West Virginia. To West Virginia University is the Mountaineers, and so I think that would be a hard sell. I feel like Blizzard and Powder is encroaching on the Avalanche, so I would want to stay away from both of those.
Like Blizzard and Avalanche, I don't know.
Right,
They're not the exact same thing, but
instead of the Caribou, I really liked. I think I saw it in some like mock-up art. The Utah Elk. I think I like that a lot better than Caribou. Although both would add more teams that don't have an S on the end, which I also think is neat.
There are a lot of those options in here.
Maybe I like Mammoth.
Stag would also be
Mammoth.
one. Mammoth, I don't know.
Tag.
I don't feel like I can feel Mammoth as far as like NHL. It doesn't just.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, sure. The
The
NHL c'est
lacrosse
quoi?
team,
Yeah,
Colorado
yeah.
Mammoth.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a box lacrosse team, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Squall. The Utah Squall. That isn't. I don't like that at all.
Yeah. I
Don't
think
like
that
Squall
one's.
at all.
I don't like Squall at
I
all.
don't like Squall at all. I saw some list, and I think they put Squall as the 20th one. I
Maybe Swarm, because they're the Beehive State.
Well,
right?
that's why they have Hive too, I think. So I don't think Hive is like
But-
terrible, but
I think Swarm's better than Hive.
Yes. It's like Black Diamonds is better than Powder, but they're both bad.
Is it? It's like
I feel like you can
You're
have
not
fun with
even-
Black Diamonds.
What about the Utah Double Blacks?
Double
maybe
seems like weird to have in there.
in your team name, but also what is your mascot if you're the Black Diamonds? Is it just some guy skiing?
I mean, you
The
can make up
Licky.
whatever you want.
I mean, sure,
Like Bowie and Chance, like
well,
aren't
sure,
really
sure.
related specifically to the the team nicknames. So.
Team name. Yeah,
There's
that's
plenty
fair.
more that are like that, but
My official vote is Swarm Outlaws Yeti. That's what I'm submitting.
3. You're not even gonna
3.
pick a 4th one.
None of the rest were good enough.
I wonder if it'll let me vote because I voted on my phone. I wonder if it'll let me vote on my computer.
You have to put your name and email.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then I won't even bother. But
You could put the Bread Loves Hockey email. We can have
Yeah,
We have
the
podcast
official
vote.
podcast vote.
yeah,
How much is it for a deposit?
I could do that. I think it's only $100 just
That's
to
not
put a
bad.
deposit, but then
Yeah.
a bunch of people are gonna back out. Once
Right.
it's like, oh, that's actually how much the season tickets are.
Right.
Yeah. No thanks. That'll be a bit of a trek for you to be a season ticket holder.
Yeah, I was trying to think about it. It, I think, will be my third closest franchise. Because I think it would be closer than Edmonton. I'm not sure about Vancouver though. That would be the only one because Vancouver and Seattle are pretty close, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It just involved getting across the border over there.
Mhm.
So yeah, they're probably fourth. It's probably Seattle, Vancouver, Calgary, and them are the 4 closest. And Utah.
I feel like realistically, like, is there anything that could, like, any major city closer to you that a team could go to? I feel like the answer is
Boise.
no. I know. I was like, maybe Idaho.
Boise's got the people. I mean, they have an ECHL team, the Steelheads.
Yeah, Steelheads. I wonder if they're still alive in the playoffs. I don't know. I haven't looked at that side of the bracket.
The West Side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean,
Not really.
and
I mean, there's not a lot of people out here.
they're not high on the totem pole as far as interest and from
Sure.
the league and interest from the city. Like, I
Right.
know there's plenty of other cities that would be like, yes, please.
Right,
Atlanta,
yeah.
Houston, Quebec, Omaha and Kansas City, I guess, have both
Yeah.
like expressed interest in the past or semi recently.
I could see Kansas City getting one. I mean, the sports is just so big out there with the Chiefs and the Royals.
Just be weird to have 2 Missouri teams.
It could be Kansas City, Kansas.
No, I feel like they wouldn't do that. I mean,
They
I
have the
assume
New
it
York
was.
Jets playing in Newark, New Jersey, so clearly nobody really cares.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I assume it would be the only one that they would be desiring, like the NHL would be desiring, would be the Missouri one. Like, I feel like they wouldn't want to be in Kansas at all.
Well, I mean, the city is on the border, right? Like there is Kansas City, Missouri that are like just a river, I want to say, away from each other.
Yeah, but I feel like the vibes are much different between the two.
Once you cross that line,
Yeah. But I mean, I've never been to either of them, so I guess I don't really know for sure. But that's
Aha,
just what.
I've been to both.
Oh really?
And I mean, I drove through.
Oh.
It's yeah, nothing that interesting. Yeah, it's basically split right down the middle between the two sides. It follows the Missouri River for a little bit, and then the lawn just is an arbitrary place.
There you go.
Same with St. Louis. Missouri's two biggest cities are on either side of it and border the neighboring states. Because St. Louis is basically in Illinois.
Everybody wants to get out of
Right.
Missouri. They're like,
I want to live in Missouri, but just barely.
yeah, just close enough to the real states that I can have fun.
Yeah, Kansas.
Yeah, that's a real state.
The real state. Yeah, Vancouver, although Vancouver is quite a bit north of Seattle. Salt Lake, honestly, there's a pretty straight road for me to get down to Salt Lake. It might be closer.
What's the ETA looking like? 7 hours or so?
Salt Lake, I think it's closer to 8. My location to Salt Lake City, trying not to dox myself.
Yeah.
7 hours, 34 minutes.
That was too
Not bad.
too specific. They're gonna find you.
Everything in a 7 hour, 34
You're closer
minutes.
to Salt Lake than I am, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wait, what? Never mind, it doesn't make sense.
I don't think so. Well, I don't know. Let's see.
You said 7 hours?
No way. I guess maybe you have more mountains to go through, right? Because the mountains all go like
Yeah, but
this.
there's a highway going through it.
Right, but 70 pops out so far south into Utah. You then have to curve so far
8
north.
hours, 20 minutes.
Well, we'll have to drive and meet up for a game.
There you go.
Actually, quicker to go through Wyoming than go through I-70.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
By,
Just take 80.
not by 5 minutes, actually, or 9 minutes.
Yeah, I had a couple different routes.
It's probably a more fun route to go on too.
Well, let's see how close Vancouver is for me.
Probably like 10 hours.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess distance-wise, we're pretty much the
950.
same.
You were right, Brendan. How did... What?
Well,
How do you just know that?
Because like I knew the approximate like time that it was to Calgary. I remember like looking that up for one of the
Sure.
episodes, and then I kind of just like, okay, I knew that Seattle's a little bit more than that, and then I just kind of guesstimated 3 hours up from Seattle to Vancouver. So
All right, Brendan, how far to drive from St. Louis to Dallas?
St. Louis to Dallas, that feels like 11 hours.
What a fun game.
Owen, do you have a guess?
St. Louis to Dallas, Brendan said 11 hours? I'm not going to route it, but I'm going to look at it on a map.
You can't do that.
Hey.
Brendan, look it up.
I'm already looking at a map.
Well, stop looking.
Okay, I won't scroll. I won't scroll that way. I'm looking in the northwest.
5, 4, 3,
8:45.
10 hours.
Well,
Tough,
if it's
tough.
going over, then I lose, but I think I'm closer. So
How far did I say Salt Lake was for me? 7.5?
Yeah, 7:34.
It's 7:33 to Salt Lake. To Seattle, it is
You could look up the Delta Center specifically
7:32.
to know exactly how close it is to the arena.
It is 1 minute closer for me to go to Seattle. So it is now it'll be my second closest NHL team
Very good.
by a minute. Unless there's no way Calgary's closer than. Oh, no, Calgary's the closest.
Yeah.
And also because in Canada, they make you drive really slow on the highway, or ask you to drive really slow on the highway. Whether you choose to listen is up to you.
Until it isn't.
Well, yeah. When I went up and did some skiing, we were driving on their Highway 1, their powder highway. And obviously it's all in kilometers per hour, right? So going like 120 kilometers an hour. And people are flying by, and I'm like, oh, well, I'll hop in the fast lane. We're getting up to like 190 kilometers an hour. I'm like, oh,
Shoot.
fun. This is exciting. Going like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's fast.
I got places pretty quick.
I can't believe you didn't get pulled over.
I think I saw 2 cops the entire time I was in Canada. And I drove like a couple hundred miles in Canada.
Sounds nice.
It was pretty cool. It's because they're all on horses. They just couldn't catch up.
Right, the Mounties.
The Mounties.
The Mountaineers. Oh,
Ooh.
right back.
Brought it
You know,
back.
I realized we didn't talk about the rest of the series that were going on when we mentioned the Boston series.
That's the only one that matters.
We should probably recap what's going on in the rest of the league.
Yeah, let me know. I haven't been watching hockey. What's happening? Are the Rangers, did they finish?
Not yet.
Have they won the cup yet?
Nobody has moved on yet. The Rangers are up 3-2 after being up 3-0.
Yeah.
And they are heading back to Carolina for Game 6 tomorrow.
Damn.
So that one, it's like you lose the first game. This is what happened with Vegas last year in the conference finals. They were up 3-0, then they lost the next 2, and then they beat Dallas in Dallas to win Game 6 and move on. So I feel like that's probably what's going to end up happening. It's kind of similar to how we were feeling about the Boston series. We're like, yeah, they pushed it pretty close, but they're probably not gonna get it done. So we'll see if the thought of choking the 3-0 lead starts creeping
That'd
in.
be wild.
Like, especially if they have like some frustration going on, and early in the game, and then they maybe like let in a bad goal or whatever. Like, you never know. That's why they play the games.
Well, there's been 210 series that have been 3-0, and a reverse sweep has happened 4 times.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's like 2%.
Obviously, 3-1 we know has happened a few times
Right.
recently.
A few.
It's gonna happen again in the next few days here.
Of course. Yep.
Hope you're not
that
talking
one,
about
I
the
think it's like-
Avalanche.
There's like a
Right.
91%
They're playing tonight.
if you're up 3-1, but yeah, like 98 if you're up 3-0. So
Mm.
yeah, I mean Carolina's looking good.
Yeah. Carolina and New York, I think, are both good teams. It's
You guys
tough.
agree that whoever wins that series goes on to the Cup?
I could see Florida beating Carolina,
But not.
but
the
I think
Rangers?
New York will beat Florida.
Or Boston.
Or Boston, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Boston makes it, they'll beat anybody in the conference finals.
Yeah, they made it that far. Might as well just go for the cup. I mean, you're not doing
They'll
anything
stop
else.
early.
Yeah.
Who even likes golf?
I forget what team it was that won the President's Trophy, lost in the first round, and then won the Cup the next year. But that's what
Avs?
Boston's doing.
That
might
happened
have
to
been
the
Rangers,
Capitals,
honestly.
I
Or
think.
maybe the Capitals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, the Bruins are just doing that.
Lightning? I think the Lightning did that too for one of their years.
Yeah, they did. They did because they lost to Columbus
Right.
in the first round with the sweep.
Of the
And then they won the first bubble playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But history says it's the Rangers' year, so.
And I think the Avs did it too.
Right, because weren't the Rangers President's Trophies last year?
This year they were.
Bruin-
This year.
Bruins
Florida
were
was last year.
Bruins were last year. What? No, Florida didn't win the President's Trophy last year.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Bruins last year. Yeah.
They barely snuck in last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florida this. No, not Florida this year.
New York.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I guess I thought Florida.
Or the next year is what you meant.
Maybe.
Add it to the lore.
Yeah. I got Florida on the brain, I guess.
Yeah, I did take a peek at our lore section and realized that my Jack Hughes bet didn't have a time frame on it. So just maybe next year he'll get 150.
Yeah.
I feel like we joked about that in the episode, and Dean was like, "No, only this season" or something like that, but maybe not.
Oh, I guess we can get rid of the Stadium Series one now, right?
Yeah,
Since
I
that
don't
was
think we've
proven
had
incorrect.
Zane. I don't think we've had Zane back on since that game happened. So I was gonna like bring it
Oh.
up if he ever came back, but I
Okay.
mean,
If he ever
he'll
came
probably
back.
be like, okay,
Huh?
yeah. He's like, dude, I don't even remember what happened in that game.
Right. Yeah, it's been
Been a bit.
I feel like a bit of a wild. I think also in the West, right? It's been a little crazy. The Nucks Oilers series has been. I feel like I've just seen a lot of news about it.
Up in Oilers
Yeah,
today.
2 Canadian teams makes sense. Lots of social media activity going on.
And I follow a lot of Canadian sports social media people because
Yeah.
of the Sens, right? So they post a lot of Canadian sports social media stuff.
Well, I feel like the Canucks fans are like the Oilers are like the NHL's love child, and like then the Oilers fans are like the Canucks blow, or like like they're just like yeah, they suck.
Yeah, but you suck.
They or like that they're not a real team, or all sorts of
Yeah.
good stuff. It's been pretty juicy,
Yeah.
especially with like the suspensions and things going on. Carson Soucy gets a game for his cross check. Zadorov got a fine. That was at the end
Yeah.
of game 4.
Oh. Did you see Eddie Lack tweet about Evander Kane? That they're like, you remember Eddie Lack? That's what happened before. He used to be a goalie.
I've heard
I
of
don't
him.
know if that's before you guys are hockey fans. Anyway,
I'm aware of him.
okay, yeah, he tweeted a joke that basically Evander Kane would prefer to get suspended than fined because he can't pay the $5,000 fine. Like, it's hilarious.
That's pretty good.
Roasting retired NHL players roasting people.
It's like as long as it's not suspended without pay.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Speaking of-
another player.
Let's move to the next series.
Oh, actually, oh yeah.
Avs v
Yeah,
Stars.
Well, if you have anything else, Dean.
I was gonna say, if you
Oilers
did
Ducks.
anyone or either of you expect this series to be 2-2, the Edmonton
Not-
series?
I mean,
I thought it would be close.
I didn't.
I don't know. With the goalie situation happening for both teams, I did see something
Strange.
that the last time Pickard and Silovs faced each other was in the Calder Cup
Yeah.
playoffs last year with Bakersfield and Abbotsford,
On stat.
which is pretty funny. They'll be staring down the ice at each other again, 1 year removed, playing the big game. That series is 2-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just played last night, so they already duked it out.
Yeah. Oh, right. That was that.
Yeah,
That was
so
last night's game.
Pickard gets his first ever playoff start, and
Skinner's not good.
gets the win. Yeah, Skinner has been historically terrible. It was like
That's tough.
one of the worst runs for a playoff goalie with like a minimum 30 games or something in since 2006 or maybe 2010.
Right.
I think there was a
Since the
Vancouver
game was
goalie.
literally different.
Yeah, like he's in
A different
like
era of
it's like
hockey.
the 880s. I think it's like 880 exactly, maybe.
That's some Sens goalie numbers.
So not getting it done, and big boost for Pickard to finally get a playoff start. He's bounced around. He's been playing in the AHL since 2017, pretty much. So he was the first pick in the expansion draft for Vegas, actually.
I'm not sure I knew that.
From Colorado, yeah. So I always sort of think of him as part of the Vegas history a little bit, even though he never played a game for the team.
Right.
A lot of guys like that.
But he was, you got to pick somebody. But I feel like there's so much wheeling and dealing.
That's what they said first. Yeah. Yeah, not nearly as much with the Kraken expansion, but
Right. Because people knew what was happening.
right. Anyways,
Yeah.
Now we can talk about the other series.
how about those?
Yeah,
those
Avs
Dallas
Stars. Oof. I was really high on the Avs coming into this playoffs, and man, they looked good in that first series with the Jets. There were some really fun hockey games in that Winnipeg Colorado series, but yeah, I haven't seen any watched any of the Avs games in the second series, but you're seeing the scores and hearing the media talk about it and stuff. It certainly seems like a bit of a 180. They just aren't playing good hockey.
To be fair, Dallas is really, really good.
Oh, good.
Did you see the stat that every
Very
single
deep.
player on Dallas that has played in a game has at least a point, including Ottinger, who has an assist.
Nice.
So,
Yeah,
and
and
all their
Wyatt Johnston
skaters.
has like most in I don't know, maybe last 10 years or most in a while for most goals for under 21-year-old in the playoffs or something.
Yeah, well, he just
He's
turned
been
21,
potting him like
so
right,
Yeah.
right.
happy birthday
Yeah.
to him.
Happy
But yeah,
birthday,
Right, it's
Wyatt.
incredible.
today, isn't it?
Um,
'Cause he played a
I
game.
think it's this week. It might have been. I think. Yeah.
They're playing tonight.
It was, then I think it was yesterday.
Actually,
His
they're
birthday was
playing right
yesterday.
now.
I will tell you. Well, she says he was born in 2003.
Hey, they're up 1-0.
Oof.
Pavelski with his first of the playoffs.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Yep,
Happy
because the
belated
game,
birthday.
the last game they played, he turned 21 on the East Coast while the game happened, or like before the game happened.
But yeah, they have definitely the most depth, just the strongest roster top to bottom. Dallas does. So I mean,
Yeah.
you would think the Avs would play them a little better, but I mean, they also lost their leading goal scorer. So.
What do you mean, Dean?
Oh, he just got drug tested and failed and is suspended for 6 months without pay.
Ugh.
Talking about Nichushkin, obviously.
Yeah.
And
Larry,
yeah, it's
yeah.
been that news came out like right before the last game that the Avs played. So, like, obviously, I mean, it definitely you wake up from your pregame nap or whatever, and then realize that like your leading scorer is not going to be playing. I'm sure it's kind of in your head a little bit. So that could be part of the reason they had a terrible game.
His like name
Right.
bar was already removed from the locker room and like replaced with another player or two. I think it was like
Yeah.
3.
That's tough.
And I mean, obviously, like you're looking at this both ways. Like on a personal level, I'm sure like the players are friends with him, so like you're wishing him the best. This is
Right.
his third time.
Right. Yeah.
He's gone to the program, and like, yeah, I don't know. It was Josh Manson when he was asked about the suspension. He said that it's a weird situation, but it happened before, so I think we can expect it a little bit, which is like that's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's challenging, but I mean, it's good that there are those things in place, right, to help those people that need that help. But it is difficult to see that maybe he isn't getting all the help that he needs, right?
The toughest part is like
third time,
you're probably telling people like, yeah, like I'm fine, like everything's good, like I'm dealing with it, and then like you relapse or whatever. It's like you lose the trust of your teammates and things like that. And he also
Right.
just had a kid like last fall or whatever.
Yeah,
So, like, there's a lot going
Pretty
on
recently.
in his life.
And last playoffs he had that whole thing
Same.
with the he was in the hotel and there was like an intoxicating
Oh,
woman in the hotel room.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he
So
like
from the
wasn't
player
playing.
side of it, they're thinking like you've not ditched us, but like they're leaving us again. Like,
Right.
in the middle of
Like
the
you made a
playoff
choice.
run.
Yeah, you made a choice, and now you're not able to play hockey with us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely tough.
Yeah, but it's hard to not feel for the guy, right?
Right.
Because it is a disease, and
Mhm.
it affects many people, and to have your life be like on full blast on the media is, I'm sure, very challenging.
Definitely. He's not in like a very intense hockey market, but either way, I mean, it's like this is gonna reach a lot of media outlets and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, just by playing in the league.
Yeah, that's a big blow for Colorado, and we'll see if tonight's their last whimper. They won.
Yeah,
They won the first game, and then they've lost the last 3, just like what happened with the Jets series. That they were on the other side of things. So.
Right.
they're down 1-0 right now, basically at the end of the first.
Yeah.
Yep. Tough. Well, I mean, but like we said, that Stars team is just so deep. They have a lot of talent. You said everybody has a point, which is wild. Yeah, they clearly got something figured out.
Yeah, and the other thing with that Avs game, the last game they played, they were getting outshot. Like, I don't know the exact number. It was maybe like 20-4 or something crazy. But it's like they weren't even playing really for the first half of the game, and then they ended up coming back in the shot department. It was like 34 to 20 something. So they they just did not start on time.
Yeah,
So
but I mean,
we'll
I
see.
also, just having your teammate gone and having your top goal scorer gone, I'm sure is tough just in the locker room. But also, all the lines change, right? Because like somebody's got to play there, and you're
Yeah.
not just gonna. If he was your top goal scorer, he's probably not playing on the fourth line, right? So you're not gonna be easy to sub somebody in chemistry wise, right? And just
You
throw
shift one
somebody
guy
else
up,
in there.
and you basically shift everyone up the
Everybody
line.
else,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, tricky.
Maybe they come back from 3-1, right? They have a, what did we say, 8% chance of doing it? 6% chance?
Something like that.
Possible.
I mean, I know Dean and I are both rooting for Dallas. I don't know how you swing on that one, Owen.
Yeah, I like the Avs as a team. Kel McCarr is a ton of fun to watch. McKinnon's a ton of fun to watch. I just don't watch a lot of Stars games, I feel like. And I don't like their jerseys.
I don't like them either.
The neon ones, though.
They should have gone with the blackouts, yeah.
Worse. But that's just me. I'm gonna be in the West. I'm gonna be rooting for whoever comes out of Edmonton, Vancouver.
To go all the way.
I think either of those teams would be a lot more fun to win a cup than the Stars.
And who are you pushing for in the East?
I want us. I like Carolina. Like if I grew up a hockey fan and I didn't want to like the Caps, then Carolina's the next closest team, right? And they seem fun, right? That's a fun team. It's just
They could be
Panthers
a little annoying
also.
sometimes, but
Yeah, and they I don't know, are built well, but they seem like a similar sort of like to the Sens where they don't really have all the pieces, but they're young and they have a lot of talent, but can they do it? They're obviously a couple of steps ahead.
they win
and
around
have
every year, which is
right,
almost kind of agonizing. Like,
right,
can we
which is really cool, but
stop getting close-ish every year and just win for once?
right. I feel like it's similar to the Minnesota curse, right? Like a lot of Minnesota sports teams, they go to the first round and then just get schmacked, or win the first round and then get schmacked, right?
Or barely don't make it.
Right. Like you're right on that precipice.
Never getting a good pick, really.
Right. I think it'd be fun to watch the Panthers go on another run with the Kachuk connection. I don't, New York is just such a big market team. It's hard to root for big market to be like, yeah, another cup for the Rangers.
Well, they haven't
They've
won
had
in 30 years.
Sure. But how many cups do they have?
I think they have
a
like
lot.
6.
Okay,
It's not great.
that's not great. 6? Don't look it up. Nope. Yeah, I'm looking it up.
I was gonna say somewhere like that.
Before I hit enter,
I'll
I
take
think I'm gonna
5.
guess. I'm going 9.
I don't know.
Okay. Brendan, what was your guess? 6?
Yeah.
And Dean, you said 5?
Yeah, my guess would also be 6, but I'm not gonna steal his. So I'm gonna...
Dean wins. It's 4.
Nice.
4 cups.
So that's even worse.
That's rough. 1928, 1933, 1940, and 1994.
Right. So they had
okay, fine.
They had a
the Rangers can win the
54-year
cup.
gap in between, and now
know the Bruins
another
have won
30-year
6.
gap. Yeah, similar with the Bruins. If they didn't win in 2011, it would be disastrous. 72. That's not
tough.
much better than the Leafs. So.
Right, 60.
The Bruins are really clinging on to 2011 for dear life.
Hey,
But
cup's a cup.
you have it. You can never take that away.
Right, those games were won.
Yep.
Yeah, then you know what? I think I am pulling for the Rangers out of the East. They're a good freaking team.
There you go. Rangers.
They play some hard hockey.
Rangers/Oilers, Vancouver. or Canucks.
Right.
They've got that grit that you like.
Rangers versus Canada.
Yeah. It could be a repeat of the 1994 matchup because that was Rangers Canucks.
Oilers? Oh, Rangers Nucks. That'd be cool.
And the Nucks lose again.
Again. There would be riots. Again.
I don't know because this
Right,
year they're
either
not.
way.
They didn't expect to make it this far. They had a
Yeah.
great year. They won the first round. Even if they lose this round, like we're on our third string goalie. Like we did all we could.
That's fair. I think yeah.
A lot of fans gave up once DeSmith got hurt, pretty much. Like, pack it in.
I think they're
boys.
happy where they've made it.
Is there a chance that Demko comes back?
Yeah, I heard he's
Undetermined.
like getting closer.
Right. I
Which
mean, I
then
guess
it's like,
it.
do you put him in or like?
Well,
Yeah,
after
it
Shilov's
depends
lost
how
the last
long-
Game, it's like, I don't know. Do we
You
put?
see that
do
play
they
where he
do
came
DeSmith?
out to like the blue line to play the puck, like prevent a breakaway?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's, like,
yeah, I
crazy.
did
It's
see
like
that.
his first playoffs and he's doing stuff like
I
that.
saw him near the face-off dots. I'm like, where's
Wild.
the crease? Like, I can't even see the crease in this picture. That's
Yeah,
insanity.
Rick Tocchet said that Thatcher Demko has improved immensely the last 72 hours.
Immensely.
Immensely.
That's a good thing.
That's a good adjective
Yeah.
or adverb.
Quick quiz. 3-question quiz.
Great question.
You said that the Rangers beat the Nucks in '94. What team did they play in 1940?
Blackhawks.
Dean?
Boston.
I'll let you guys have another round of guesses.
Montreal. Wait, no, that's the East.
Toronto.
Ding ding.
I guess they're still in
What about
16.
the 33 Cup?
Boston?
Toronto.
Brendan.
Yeah.
What about the 1928 Cup?
Toronto.
Wrong.
Boston.
Wrong.
Oh, it would have been so funny if it
That
was
was
the.
Montreal.
I had to go for it. I didn't even
the
think that was the
Montreal
answer.
what, Dean?
The Wanderers?
Nope.
Maroons.
Maroons. Brendan with the 2.5 points to
Science.
Dean's half point.
History.
Good job.
Weren't they the Wanderers at one point?
Yeah.
Probably.
There were the Montreal Wanderers at some stage.
It was a best of 5. And it went all 5.
Oh.
Center Frank Boucher scored 4 goals.
Oh, they were just the Wanderers for 1917 to 18.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Montreal Wanderers, 1917-18.
Wow. In the 33 Cup final, the goalie for New York only allowed 5 goals in the whole series.
Decent.
In 5 goals in 4 games. The game 4 win was a shutout. So, 5 goals in 3 games. It keeps getting less great.
Yeah, well.
The Avs scored with 1 second left in the period.
Shit.
Ooh, to tie it?
Yep. On a power
Neat.
play.
Arturi Lehkonen.
Wow.
Was there one more question that you had, Owen, or was that it?
Just 3.
Oh, I thought you only had 2 questions. Oh no, you.
It was
Yeah.
the 40, the 33,
40,
and the 28.
33, 28. Yep. Very good.
How many cups do the Nucks have?
0.
Done. I know that one.
Good job.
Over 3.
Do you guys know how many? What about the Oilers?
The Oilers have. I think they have.
I guess.
It's either 6 or 9.
Oh, really? Oh, way off.
Dean?
I said 3.
Is that your official guess?
I don't know. How many? Well, Gretzky. I'm just like, how many did they win without Gretzky?
Fair.
They won a couple in the 90s.
Okay, let's start with they've won. Wait, you said 8 or you? I'm pointing. You. Brendan.
I said
8 or 9?
I said 6 or 9 is what I said, but I don't know which.
Give me a real number.
I'll go with 6.
Dean?
You know, and based off what Owen was saying, I'm gonna say 7.
It's 5. Brendan wins.
I wasn't that far with 3.
5,
You like
there we
that's
go.
your
Yeah.
guess?
Okay, 5 questions.
Yeah.
1984, Edmonton Oilers versus
New York Islanders.
bingo. 85, Edmonton Oilers versus
Flyers.
bingo. 87, Oilers versus. Dean, are you gonna answer? Or?
Brendan
Canadians.
seems to know these.
Penguins, wrong.
No, I said Canadians.
Also wrong.
Flyers.
Yeah.
Damn it! I thought that first, and then I second guessed myself.
88, Dean.
Boston.
Yeah. Good job. 90,
I think that's also Boston,
Boston.
and that was the last time.
That was the last one.
Or well, the last time they won, but they've been to the finals since then.
When was it?
2006.
7-game series.
Hurricanes.
Yep.
9-year-old
Brendan knows
remembers
hockey.
That.
I quiz myself every once in a while, so.
On what,
Team
everything?
Also hasn't won a cup in a while. Toronto, and that's part of the reason they fired their coach before he even got extended.
Hey, transition.
Keefe. Gone.
Sheldon Keefe gone. Shanahan staying. Did you see the thing that Marty St. Louis is now the 6th longest tenured coach in the NHL?
Yeah.
Hired in what? 2022, I think it was.
Yeah, like right after COVID, I think. It's like crazy how much turnover there's been.
There's been
There
a
were like,
lot.
wasn't there like 16 coaches? Like half the
I
league
mean,
this
DJ
year?
Smith was
Yeah.
was up there for a while
Yeah, he
until we
was.
fired him.
Yeah, but I saw. Did you guys see Keefe's like statement on Twitter where he's like on a boat or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he seems at peace.
Yeah. I
Like,
know.
I'm
I know
sure
the
he'll be happy
Devils
to
have
get out of the
been talking.
limelight of like Toronto media.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if he's gonna just jump right back into coaching, but I'm sure when he does, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to a smaller market. I'm sure wherever
Well,
he
I mean,
goes, they'll
Is
do
there
well.
a bigger market?
That's true. Yeah.
I know, right? I don't
Maybe
think there
the
is.
Canadians or the Rangers. Like, I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm
Probably
sure he'll
not.
do well.
They are gods
Um,
there, after all.
That's true.
The-
Would
the-
look up
the
to
Leafs.
gods.
The Leafs in '67, right? They won. Against who, Brendan?
Oh, I don't actually know if I know this one.
The Vegas Golden Knights.
I trying to picture because I've seen like the picture so many times, but it's usually just a picture of them surrounding the cup,
Right.
Without the other team there. I'm gonna go with the Red Wings.
Nope.
Rangers.
Nope.
Canadians.
Canadiens.
Okay, good enough.
64, they beat the Wings.
Hmm.
63, they beat the Wings. 62, they beat the Blackhawks. Dang, what's that, 3 in a row? Damn.
Might have been impressive back in the day.
Well, when there's only 6
When there are only
teams in
6
the league,
teams.
it's not that hard.
Yeah.
I don't know, by the 60s, there was more than 6 teams, right?
I know. I mean,
67 was the expansion, the 6-team expansion.
yeah. 'Cause
To
I
make it
remember
12?
that's when like the West, all the like
Yeah.
whichever team came out of the West got destroyed by the teams in the East because like the West were all the expansion teams. I think.
Oh, right.
Like when the
makes
Bruins
sense.
beat the Blues, like the Bobby Orr goal.
Yeah.
Like I think it was a sweep, but the last game just happened to go to overtime.
Yeah, it was a sweep. Yeah, 1970. So yeah, that was like their 4th or 3rd season in the league. 4th, I think. Yeah. So yeah, it's like that was the Blues, the Kings, Penguins, Flyers. I think North Stars, and one more. I don't think I have it.
I certainly don't.
I thought you were checking along.
Oh, no. I'm looking at the older Toronto Cup.
What was the last one? Was that? Oh, it might have been Oakland.
The Oakland Seals.
I think so. Yeah.
Brendan, do you know how many games the first Stanley Cup final had?
1. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe 3.
That's a tie. It was 2.
2.
Best of 2.
2 games.
Okay,
But it was an
wasn't
aggregate
Oakland.
score. So it was the Toronto Arenas versus the Montreal Canadiens in 1918, and Toronto won on an aggregate score of 10-7.
That's so
What a-
strange.
Very strange.
If they don't do that anymore, I think Florida would have won the series by
Yeah.
now.
But wait, in 22 they played against the Vancouver Millionaires in the Cup final.
Yeah, I'm a little loose on like the very early history because I know it's like
The
the
league's
NHL.
changed.
Yeah, the league's changed a little bit.
I'm reading more now. They played against the Pacific Coast Hockey Association champion. Was the Vancouver Millionaires.
That's like where the Metropolitans are from too, because they were the first American team to win the Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like usually not counted in like the actual history. I forget what number they usually use. Is it like 04 or is it like 14 is like the standard number for like when the National Hockey League started? I'm never very good at that.
Oh, 1918.
18, okay.
Mm-hmm. At least that was the first Stanley Cup, was 1918.
Oh yeah, because like the 100, I think I remember like the 100
Yep,
year
100
stuff
was
back
2018.
then. Yeah.
Yeah, when we were in junior year of college.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I remember that. And all the advertising, all the labels and stuff. Because we were in Ottawa for a few games that year.
Yes, sir.
I do remember.
Speaking of going to games in person, I was just at Game 6 of the second round series between the Adirondack Thunder and the Norfolk Admirals, who are the Jets' ECHL affiliate. Thunder were down 2-0 in the series. They lost their first 2 games at home and then won the next 3 games in Norfolk. So all the away teams won first 5 games. And then Game 6 back at home, they pretty much dominate for most of the game. They win 5-1, and we get to see the handshakes. I got a pretty good video of that, and it was a pretty fun game. There were like a couple goals. I literally like double feet like leapt out of my seat for. I was so excited, which I don't think I've done that for like any game ever before. So the energy was pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like there was probably some Clarkson games where we were jumping out of our seat.
Yeah, I could see that for Clarkson.
Yeah, I don't think I've been to like a Bruins game either where it's like that big of a goal. Like you either score early and like there's a lead or whatever. Like you never really get that overtime.
That high intensity, yeah.
Yeah, it's very rare, so that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, they had some just really, really nice, pretty goals, and we had some great seats. So we're looking to hopefully go to the game on Friday, which will be Game 1, which will be here. So they'll be playing the Florida Everblades, the defending Kelly Cup champions. So
it's conference finals.
Task. Yep. Eastern.
How much is the conference finals ticket? $20?
Yeah, it's around like $30, I think.
That's not too bad.
So yeah, it's reasonable for sure, which makes it a lot more fun to go to.
Right. I think that's pretty comparable to the AHL game I went to in Tucson a couple months back.
No, nice.
I think they're around $30, which is like pretty perfect.
Yeah, it's a great range where you can still go buy a couple of drinks or whatever and have a good time.
Right.
So
you don't feel too bad buying a $7 beer.
Yeah, and I think the food and drink prices there are like a lot more reasonable than
Probably
the
cheaper.
NHL games too.
That makes sense.
Which is appreciated for sure. Still not great. Like you're still paying $10 for a burger and fries or whatever, but it's like.
But also, where are you gonna go that it doesn't cost that much? Like
Yeah.
anywhere in the world, right?
That's just the world.
At least in the States. Yeah, that's just how much things cost.
Yep. So
inflation.
That was a really fun game. It was a group of 6 of us that went. My coworker
Nice.
and his fiance went, and that was her first ever Thunder game. So I'm like, you picked a great first game to go
Oh
to.
yeah, that's awesome.
Strong.
They play
win.
in Utica, right?
Who? The Thunder?
Thunder.
No, they play.
Or no?
They play local. They play in Glens Falls. Well,
Oh,
local
wow.
for me.
Yeah. Well,
So, yeah, Utica is the Comets.
the Comets. Yeah. I knew they had a team as well.
Yeah.
And that's also ECHL, right?
Yep. This is ECHL. Or sorry, Comets is AHL.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
And they're
I want to see what the other half of the
Lightning?
playoffs look like.
right.
No, that's the Crunch. The Comets are the Devils, which is the same as the Thunder, same affiliate.
Gotcha.
Let's see. What do we have here?
It's crazy you could get shipped from Tampa to Syracuse.
I know they do really bounce
Like
around.
that's tough.
So
Or just in mood.
The West final is also set. It's the KC Mavericks, Kansas City Mavericks, versus the Toledo Walleye. Game 1 is also Friday night at Toledo. So I'm not familiar with either of those teams, but hopefully I get to know one of them in June. It would be cool to go to a finals game for any like professional league.
Oh yeah,
And
just for
especially
anything.
if like I actually went and they won the Kelly Cup like at a game that I went to, how cool that would be.
That would be so sick.
But I don't know if the team is necessarily strong enough to get it done, but we will see.
You just gotta win one game at a time.
Yep. Yeah, I was counting them out once they were down 0-2. I'm like, man, lose both the home games, and now you're playing 3 games in their barn. Like, good chance they win 2 out of 3 there. So
Right.
they turned it on.
So it's a 2-3-2 schedule.
Yep, 2-3-2.
Huh.
I kind of like it.
Better than a 2-2-1 or 2-2-2-1.
2-2-1-1-1 is what the. Is
Oh,
what the
right.
usually does.
2-2-1-1.
Well, it's just tough at the lower levels with that much travel.
Right.
Try to just...
Yeah, so I don't think it would be good for the NHL, but I think for these leagues they're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew. There's also other hockey happening on
Hockey
the
is
international
happening.
level that none of us have been paying attention to.
Yeah, I have been lacking on the men's worlds.
You're watching 2 other playoff series at this, or 2 other playoff
Leagues.
leagues. Yeah, at the same time. 3 if you include the PWHL.
Yeah, I have definitely been checking in on those games too.
It's hard to throw in a 4th tournament, right?
I guess I didn't really think about it like that. Thank you, Owen.
There's only so much.
I've been putting in the work for sure.
yeah.
The work.
You're watching 3 hockey tournaments at the. Hey, this is a job. 3 hockey tournaments at the same time. But from what I've seen, I feel like it's been more even than I would expect.
Yeah, not as crazy super teams as you might think.
Right, top end heavy with those, the Canada, the US, the Sweden, Finland, whoever, is up at the top there. It seems like it's been a little more, even. It was the Danish team with Kasper's Dogovins, I want to say, who won, right, who won a game in overtime here recently against Slovenia?
I don't know.
I saw that clip on Instagram or something. But I remembered because Kasper's Dogovins is a cool name.
That is pretty cool.
Oh, he's Latvian. Sorry. And he won a game.
That's fun.
He was a Sen, which is I think why I know I recognize him. But he was a Sen a hot minute ago. And I think I also remember him from this very specific shootout that I'm going to send you guys, because I've seen this before in a couple of different edits or compilations or whatever. For audio listeners, oh wow, it sent the Bing link. Oh well, outing myself as a Bing user. He took the puck for a shootout attempt and held it on the tip of his stick, like pressed his stick into the puck onto the ice, and went down the ice like that. And
Classic pond hockey move.
right, and I actually don't
Wow.
remember if it went in or not.
Back when
I'm checking right
the
now.
spinorama was allowed.
No goal. Pad stop.
I
Oh,
watched this because it was against Boston.
Yep.
yeah.
Like I remember this.
Is it Tim in net?
Tuca.
Mm.
Duke.
He's pretty close. Tuca got his toe on the post though.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That really.
Right.
happened?
What a right. That was hockey.
That's,
And like the boards not being animated and like all the differences.
2013.
10
2013.
plus years ago.
Someone commented on YouTube, Casper's dog in him.
What?
Dog
What is
in
that
him.
comment from?
What?
What is the comment from?
He
A
must
year
have
ago.
went to-
Okay, I was gonna say.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I don't remember that being a thing in 2013. Having that dog in you.
I think there was one of the teams at the Men's Worlds that like won their first ever like game at the competition before. Maybe it was
I think
Norway?
it might have been in a lower division, but it
could
was
be.
was it Kuwait or something?
Oh, you know what? It might have been Kuwait actually.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know for sure, but we might throw it up.
I'll look it up real quick.
Alright.
Men's World.
I can
Ice
run through
Hockey.
the standings as of right now. We got, so there's two groups, Group A, Group B. There's the top three teams qualify for the tournament. We got Switzerland leading Group A with 4 games played, 11 points. Czechia with 4 games played, 9 points. Canada, 3 games played, 8 points. And I think they are doing the 3-2-1-0 system. Then you got Finland at 7, Denmark at 3, Norway at 3, Austria at 1, and Great Britain, sadly, with 0 in 3 games played.
I saw they
I
lost
think it's
8-0.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think it's
That was brutal.
Kazakhstan was the team that won their first ever
Kazakhstan. Okay.
game at this level. Because the lower level or the like, because this is like the top, level countries. But they also have like the other countries are also allowed to play. I don't know how we find those standings.
I'm not sure.
But somewhere there's also other teams that are also playing.
Good for
and
those
that is,
guys.
I think, where I saw the Kuwait team, because there was a game
Yeah.
that was like 53-0.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw that.
Didn't we
It was,
report? I thought we said something about that. Maybe we didn't.
wild.
That was destructive. Yeah.
I think that was the Kuwait team,
That got destroyed.
or I think did the destroying. Let's see.
I'll rip through the Group B real quick. Sweden leads that one, 9 points in 3 games. Slovakia 8 points in 4 games. Latvia 7 points, 4 games, and then below the playoff line, Germany 6, France 4, United States with only 4 points in 3 games, Kazakhstan at 3, and Poland at 1. So.
I found the game.
Oh, very good.
The game in question. It was Kuwait versus Thailand. Thailand is the team that won 57-0
Oh my god.
in 3 20-minute periods of hockey. That is wild. At the end of the first, it was 17-0. The end of the second, it was 45-0.
That's rough.
And then they only put in 12 more
Yeah.
in the third period.
Holy crap.
Do you remember me senior year playing NHL? What was it, 19 at the time? In the Ultimate Team, it was like you could unlock a player if you got 2,000 goals. So I was like, I played some games, and it's basically you could just play like on rookie or whatever to get it.
Yeah.
Right.
It was like go down, score. And, like,
I mean, that's
basically what they were doing. Like,
how do you like? There's 60 minutes in the game, and they scored 57
Goal a minute,
goals. Like essentially a goal a minute. That's wild,
It must have been a long game with all those stoppages.
right?
4 hours.
And with those two teams, at least with the Thai team, because those are the names that I'm seeing, because they're the team that scored goals. They're all incredibly long names.
Oh, this was I was thinking. We talked about that lacrosse goal earlier. Because when you said the 8-0, I was thinking about this was the London Knights in the OHL finals. Was that Max McHugh?
Oh,
with
yeah.
the lacrosse goal.
To make it what, 8-0?
Yeah. So that's what I was getting mixed up with the Great Britain one. I wonder if they won the championship because that was in the championship game. Can you imagine losing 8-0 in the championship game of like
That's
your
tough.
league and getting
tough.
scored on with the Michigan goal? That's
Right. Any guesses on how many shots on goal there were for either team?
Oh no. Oh, I'm trying to think like what sort of shooting percentage you're gonna have.
Right.
When you're scoring 52 goal or what was it?
57 goals.
57
I think
goals.
Kazakhstan had
Or it's Kuwait versus Thailand, so Kazakhstan didn't have any
Kuwait.
shots.
2
Kuwait.
shots.
Brendan?
You said 2 shots for Kuwait?
You said 2.
Yeah. That might be a little high.
I'll give
Brendan,
them,
what's your guess?
I'll give them 5.
They had 1 shot on goal
That was
in
a little high.
60 minutes. They had
Um,
1 shot.
How
So
many
the other
for-
goalie only made 1 save the whole night.
I'm gonna say Thailand had 71 shots.
71 shots, 57 goals. You think
Yeah.
their goalie only made...
Well, if you're good enough to score 57
What?
goals, you're probably good enough to like get wide open backdoor passes
Yeah.
on almost every single goal, or breakaways, or
Yeah. I mean, 57 is a lot of goals. You said 70, whatever, 72, Dean?
71.
71? Brendan?
I'll say like 85. I'll give him a chance.
122 shots on goal.
Oh, wow.
The Kuwaiti goalie made 65 saves.
Did what he could.
That's a lot of saves.
Oh, man.
He let in 57 goals, but like 65 saves is pretty good. But only 12 pims in the whole game.
Wow. Disciplined from Thailand.
Wow.
Or
And they didn't
from
have
Kuwait.
anybody with more than 7 goals.
7.
Which is a lot of
So
goals.
absurd.
They had 3 players with 7 goals. I mean, their point totals is crazy.
Yeah.
And there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players with
Double
7
digits.
players with double-digit point totals.
That's insane. Can you imagine, like, if they got the shutout with a 0 save or game, like 0 shots faced?
Right? Like, is it a shutout? You didn't do anything.
Yeah, I know,
You
it's
didn't
like,
save anything.
What do we do with this?
0 saves on 0 shots. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were 0 goals on.
0 goals on 0 shots. 100%
Number 16,
save.
Faisal Alankawi, the goalie for Kuwait, had a save percentage of .532.
Yeah.
But they left him in for 57 goals.
They're like,
Rebecca must have not been very good.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right. They're definitely not playing Omran Alamran.
They're like, man, it could have been in triple digits if we didn't have our guy there. And
Yeah, these names are crazy. Obviously, oh god, and the minuses for the Kuwait team.
Yeah.
Guy with a minus 25, Abdullah Al Halawa. Don't draft that guy. Minus 25.
Don't draft him. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Damn.
tough.
And the highest plus was, I think, plus 21. And he only scored 1 goal and had 7 assists.
Probably a defenseman.
Yep. Panyavad Sriprajitichai.
Oh man. You know when you
I
go
am
for the
the-
head wind up, it's not gonna
Right.
be good.
I'm the BLHP international correspondent.
We're still actively shopping that position, just so everyone's
Come on!
aware.
I'm doing great.
You're doing something.
Dang. Yeah, 13 points for it. Not a Pat Tong, number 48. 7 goals, 6 assists. Dang. This forward had 7 goals on 9 shots. That's a wild shooting
Wow.
percentage.
That's insane.
Damn.
Did we have anything else to say about the Worlds, I guess?
I think we covered it.
Yeah.
This is crazy. I gotta
You
start
hear-
watching this series.
You hear who won the Mark Messier Award?
Yes, I did. For, what is it, leadership on and off the ice?
Yeah,
On
it is,
and off the ice.
it is someone who exemplifies great leadership qualities to his team on and off the ice during the regular season, and who plays a leading role in his community, growing the game of hockey.
And Owen, who do you think, would you say in the league, best exemplifies that statement? Anybody come to mind?
Brad Marchand.
You're on the right path.
He is a captain.
Truba.
Congratulations to
Was it
Jacob
Trouba?
Yeah.
That guy sucks.
Clearly,
I like
Owen
the-
did not actually know.
The jokes being
No.
made about, instead of leading roles, like leading with his elbow.
Leading
Also-
by example.
Picked personally by Mark Messier. It's like, I don't know who decided to just like let him pick an award.
I know, like
It's been
that's
since
so
2007.
strange.
He's
It's
like,
like,
yeah, I'm gonna pick you.
I'm gonna pick, let's see, the Rangers captain. Yeah. That seems good. I didn't play for the Rangers or anything like that. I didn't win a
This is his
Stanley
first time
Cup with
picking a
them.
Ranger.
First time, yeah. Why would this be the year to break that
Good
cycle?
one.
That's a terrible pick.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
Well,
I don't know
maybe
him
it's
personally.
like the other awards you base off the regular season play. Playoffs don't count.
Yeah, right.
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 If
Everyone
he's really
brings the
clean
playoff.
during the regular season.
If you cripple somebody in the playoffs, it shouldn't have any effect.
Well, he missed, so it's fine. He was trying to avoid the hit, actually.
Oh yeah. He flew
Um,
into him to avoid it making any contact whatsoever. That could have been real bad.
Did you also hear, this just got announced a couple hours ago, that Connor Ingram won the Bill Masterton Memorial Trophy?
Oh,
We talked about the nominees.
we didn't give him a chance because of Anderson.
I know, yeah.
Congratulations,
Greg?
Connor.
Congrats. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to pick.
No,
we've
Freddie,
tried to
Oh,
pick-
right.
for the blood
Pick
clotting.
someone for this award.
Right.
Like, they all deserve it.
Yeah.
Right. The team's not going to nominate somebody who doesn't. But I mean, I feel like sometimes there's somebody who's more obvious, like
I mean, all the finalists at least.
that
deserve it.
Flyers player that had cancer and came back.
Mhm.
Oscar.
Right, like that.
Lindblom,
Yeah, that year, like, yeah, he's gonna win. And like
And-
when was it? What
Bobby
did
Ryan,
Craig?
maybe.
Yeah, Craig Anderson, I think, also won when his wife had cancer and he came back.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I feel like sometimes it makes sense. It makes more sense, but yeah. I just sent you guys a link to the only team that placed worse than the Kuwait team in this tournament. Their tallest player for hockey, which is not a height-oriented sport, but not height-oriented, is 5'9".
Wow.
Is that the goalie?
No. Team Indonesia.
That's how
Their
they're
goalie's
good.
5'5".
They got a couple. They got a defenseman and a forward.
That are 5'9". And they're 5'9" and 150 pounds.
Yeah, they got a forward who's 5'2".
That's... They got a guy that's 5'7", 110.
Born in 2009.
Yeah, wild. Wild.
Jeez.
Celtics are going to the conference finals.
Oh, are they? They officially
Mhm.
won that series.
They did 4-1 series.
Who are they playing? Pacers?
They played the
That's the
Cavs.
next series.
Knicks Pacers, yeah, they played the Cavs.
Yeah, Cavaliers. My dad's pushing for the Knicks and the Rangers. He's obviously a big New York guy. He also roots for the Yankees. Like, I feel like he roots for all of the, like there's, like, the main, like, the most popular New York team, and then there's usually, like, the second New York team. Like,
And sometimes
Yeah.
a third New York team.
like, he roots for the Giants as well. Like, I feel like the Giants are
Sure.
the big one, and then, like, the Jets are, like, the other one.
Yankees are obviously.
I
agree
would
with that.
put those the other way. I'd say Jets are... I mean, granted, you guys spent a lot more time in that market, but from an outside perspective, like Joe Namath versus Eli Manning,
I see way more Giants like memorabilia and stuff, at least in my area, than I do Jets stuff. I feel like. Plus,
Sure.
the Giants have at least won the Super Bowl in like the last, 10 years, or not quite 10, but like versus the Jets haven't won since the '60s and haven't
Right,
made the playoffs in 13 years.
forever. Yeah.
So,
No, that's fair.
Same as the Sabres.
I mean,
But-
Phil Simms was a big quarterback for the Giants.
hmm Really, we know the team for that area is just the Patriots.
Freaking Patriots.
Ugh.
And yes,
Nobody likes them.
I feel like, and then he roots for the Yankees over the Mets. I feel like the Mets are like the weird one, and then the Islanders are like the secondary one probably,
Right. Well, and the Sabres.
and then the Nets are probably like the weird one for basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he has all. I feel like he has all of the mainstays picked out. So we'll see if his Rangers and Knicks move on.
Yeah.
Should be
I
a good
mean,
year.
that Rangers series is exciting.
Yeah, I thought it would have been over by now. So just to have them still playing and
Yeah.
playing
You're
in
the one that
Raleigh
picked them
too.
to win in your bracket, Brendan.
Yeah, I'm a little
Think you could
nervous
win?
because Gifford and I were talking about that last night at the game. We're like, if what I want to happen happens with the Rangers moving on, then I'm gonna win. But Gifford had Carolina in his finals, so
Yeah, I saw that.
if that happens, and then if the Canucks like move on, I think too, or maybe it was the Stars, then
Well, he had the Knights coming out of the West. He had the Knights. coming
yeah,
out.
yeah, he did.
I also had the Rangers beating Carolina. So
When's the last time, or I guess I don't know. Have you guys talked about the transcontinental hockey pool on the pod?
last I
Briefly.
checked, you were in second.
Last I checked, I'm in second.
Yeah, Zach's in first.
I am still in second
I'm like
Oh,
smack
Jesus,
dab
by
in
a-
the middle.
by a lot. Zach's 17 points ahead of me. Nice. Yeah, felt pretty good. Getting up there. Brad with 146.
Seems
There's
good.
Dean.
Alice just scored.
Let's go.
Dean with 123, and I have 181.
Miro.
I wonder how many points he got for picking. Did you guys both pick the Islanders, or I mean the Capitals
Caps.
to be the team?
Yeah.
The
I
loser
think it was
team?
15.
No, that would have helped.
Yeah. Who is the person who has sense for the cup 25? This is not me.
I don't know.
I
Is there a
might
name there?
be
Some lunatic.
Oh, true. They probably do have a name there.
They probably have a name.
Yeah, right. Some wacko. Ian.
Sicko.
Ian, if you're listening, that's optimistic. It's
That's
probably
coming
not
from
right.
Owen.
Yeah.
Owen's spirit has officially been broken.
Yeah. 15 points for the Caps. I have Shesty as my Conn Smythe, and then obviously the Rangers as my Cup winners. So that's going well for me.
I'm pushing for that too. They're not my team that I would want to win the most, I don't think. Like out of the teams left, but just based on the bracket and getting the money, that's what I'm pushing for.
Yeah. Zach has Ottinger and Dallas. So it just depends on who wins out of those two. Oh, but he has Vegas as his Pacific winner, who's already out. So that's good. And he has Carolina as his Met winner. Nice. I have a chance of winning this. Because I have Florida, New York, Colorado, so and Edmonton, so hopefully.
Well, that series is tied.
Yeah. Yeah. Stars. Those darn Stars.
They're good.
They didn't win the cup this year because I had been predicting them to win the cup every year until this year.
I had them in my preseason bracket over Boston. Still possible.
Still possible.
Technically. The games have to be played.
Yep. Gotta play them. What do you think, folks? Wrap it up.
I don't got
Let's
anything
get outta
else.
here.
Alrighty. Thanks, folks. We will catch you in the next one.
Go Bees.
So long. Go Bees.
Go
And
G's.
O's, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll send you guys a link to my new favorite album. Yeah, it's just like that.
Yeah.
Literally the same stuff.